Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the F to the L to the O to the O to the G. That's right, the Fantasy League of Ordinary Gentlemen, the Flug. What's going on?
Yes.
What's going on, fellas?
Nice,
Very
Ty.
nice.
Nice, Ty. What's up, man? How are you, Ty?
I'm good, everybody. My name is Tyson. You already know Bills Mafia 75757. You can also find me at Social Media Ghost. Uh, as you all can't see, I'm always repping the Bills shirt, repping the Bills hat, repping this John Cena spoiler chain that I've had for almost probably about 20 years.
Really?
And
That old?
It's about 2005. I'm not gonna lie, and yet it's seen its better days. I'm not gonna lie. It's not really spinning like it probably should, but you know
It's
what?
like those riding. It's like those plastic riding spinners, like on cars and stuff back in the day.
Exactly. But I might. For those that don't know, we got the Lucha draft. 12 of us. Got it on Saturday at J Rod's house. I might bust it out for who knows. I might give it a. I haven't busted it out in about 10 years, but anyways, I've talked enough. So to the right of me is a gentleman that is hoping that the Philadelphia Eagles. For those that we don't know, we are going to be talking about the NFC East or NFC Least, however you call it.
Second one is preferred.
I can't wait to talk about this. That's sarcasm, by the way. To the right of me is a gentleman that one of the teams is his favorite, and quite frankly, I'm on board with this team. I'm going to be honest. I can't wait to talk about his team. And the Philadelphia Eagles, one Gary Trukowski. What's up, bro?
What's up, yo? Yeah, it's Gars __ Poetica for the Twitter handle. But yeah, lifetime Eagles fan. Used to be a Kansas City fan as well. Still kind of am. But that's actually, you know what? I'll bring that up. It's how me and Josh became like best friends because we were big into Kansas City back in the day. But other than that, yeah, this may be the NFC least. I mean, in comparison to the AFC, it's definitely the least on both sides. But excited to be here. Like you said, we got a rookie draft coming up at Lucha on Saturday, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for that. Live drafts are the best way to go for rookie drafts. Trades all throughout. I think last year, Josh, is it right? We had like 7 trades in the first round. Does that sound right?
That's a good estimate of a number.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a great way to intro you. This is none other than the commish, Joshua T.A. Hicks. What's up, baby?
Thanks, Gars. Thank you guys for holding down the fort last week. I didn't show up, sorry, but you guys cranked out a great pod. So, you guys did it. I am super stoked to be back. Like I was texting you guys before, my wife took the kids out to one of her work things this afternoon. So I actually had like 2 hours to sit down and like just do fantasy football, which I don't get to do a lot anymore. So I got a lot done. I actually started on rankings for the www.theflug.com. I started on my running back and wide receiver ranking. So something I've been wanting to knock out for a long time. Something I want to try to keep refreshing as much as possible this year. Not to keep going to this, but yeah, our first as a podcast, as a group, our first rookie draft is this weekend. Super stoked. I know nobody cares about our leagues. That's the thing, a podcast thing, but it's whatever. I'm excited. I don't give a shit. So it's a good time. Definitely next pod we will or on the website we'll post how it went down. Just looking at people that don't do Dynasty, you guys really need to get in because it's just a whole other game. It just makes fantasy football so much. They're just you unlocking a because we're all wrestling fans. I don't know, forbidden door, if you will, and it's just a whole nother world, guys. Just I'd really give it a go. If you guys, anybody that doesn't do Dynasty that listens to the pod and just is a redraft person, please reach out to us. Like I'm definitely down to talk to you, help you out. Hit me up on Twitter. I haven't said that yet. JHicks804. Send me a message. I'll whatever. We can get that. We'll come join. We'll Zoom with you like we're doing right here on the podcast. So enough on that. Super stoked to be back. again, appreciate you guys holding down the fort last week. Ready to jump into the NFC East. I mean, we got a crazy 48 hours of fantasy football, guys. So, I mean, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go, guys. Got all our Twitters. Hit us up on the Flug on Twitter at the Flug_FF. Guys, we're trying to do. It's mostly Dynasty. I'm sure we'll switch to some redraft polls as the redraft season approaches. But we've been doing some Dynasty polls, just kind of some trades. What you guys think? Just to get some more involvement. And we did one the other day. Gary, what was it? It was really good with Michael Carter.
I think it was one where I said just a scenario where you're pretty much looking for a little bit more running back depth because you had Damian Harris and Michael Carter as your top two running backs. So if you have somebody like Chase, Jamar Chase, like you would pretty much, would you trade Jamar Chase for Dalvin Cook, Chris Godwin, and I think it was a mid-second rounder.
That was a good one. That was a good one, by the way. That was a tough one.
I mean, I would probably still go with Chase just because I feel like you can get a little bit more youth of a running back for something like that, and maybe a first rounder. I'd probably do something like that. But yeah, it was a pretty fun one. It's fun to come up with those scenarios and get some takes from everybody and create polls. So I mean, that's something we want to do now. Just have a little bit of fun on the social medias.
That's good. So we're off to. I mean, we started that last week, and I think we're off to a great start. So definitely want to keep that going.
Yeah, that was good. That was a tough one. I really had to dig for that one, but I think you go Chase because I think Cook and Godwin are starting to hit some injuries, and I mean, they're still at that ripe age of 26, 27, but they're starting to hit that injuries. And Jamar Chase, what a year he had. So,
Guards, what you drinking tonight, bud?
I have something completely different than usual. It's called. It was the only thing. I don't have any liquor in the fridge, so this is what I had. Was it's Rebel Hard Coffee. It's a limited edition peppermint mocha latte malt beverage. So not bad. Very chocolatey, coffee like. I dig it. Not bad.
Very good. I have from Devil's Backbone. I think they got bought out and everything, which it's great. I think they kind of rebranded everything, and they did everything was like related to like deers and whatever else, but the 8-point American IPA. So with gas prices going up, I'm enjoying my 2 for $6, 2 or 4 for $4 IPAs because I think it's a great deal. And
there's one that I always go by that I always want to stop at while I'm working, and that's Star Hill. Like I see it's out in Crozet. Am I saying that right? Crozet, Virginia?
Crozet, yeah.
All right, whatever. Like I'm always going by there. I'm like, do I want to stop there or just drive back home?
Wait, the one in Scott's Edition or the one like
in Crozet?
In Crozet. Yeah. No, dude, yeah. What you call it? One of Shane's. There's one beer called the Love. That's one of Shane's. They have one called the Love and they have one called Lucy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's like one of Shane's like top beers.
Yeah. Are they based out of Crozet or Charlottesville?
I think
it's Crozet.
Okay.
I think it is.
I mean, but they also have down in good old Scott's Edition, Brewery Center of Richmond, Virginia. For all you non-Richmond listeners, they have a rooftop bar.
Yeah.
I haven't been in there yet because every time we try to go, it was during COVID and they had the wait list and everything. But I would really like to go soon.
You will.
You will. maybe Saturday night.
All right.
To be continued. Let's get into this, guys. Let's get into the NFC East. Before we go there, I think we already mentioned the website, www.theflug.com. Again, you got all our Twitters. The Flug_FF is a main Twitter. And then Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. You can please subscribe, please listen. Podbean.com. That's where everything else is. But everything goes to the Flug website, as far as I know. So you guys want to get into it?
Do it. Yep.
Let's start with the new NFL team. The team they have a new name, so they're a new team, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Washington Commanders. And also I saw a side note that I guess they're trying to move into Virginia. And I think the first thing was blocked. This, so I don't blame them. I mean, it's our state, it's where we live in Virginia. I don't blame them. But if Dan Snyder's the owner, I mean, I'm not sorry.
They're trying to kick it. They're trying to kick it.
Sorry, was it in Dumfries?
Yes.
That's where it was.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, they're trying to kick him out, so he may not be he might not be owner much longer, but
it's got to happen. It's got to happen, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, his wife's been running the everyday operations since stuff happened, and she hasn't gotten them into any controversy.
As worse and worse as not to get out of sports and onto politics, but as bad as things have gotten lately, let's give us something good. Get the Snyder out. So, anyways, you guys did this last week, so let me know if I go off course and what we did. So, you guys want to start with quarterbacks? Is that how? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talked about this a couple of times already, but Carson Wentz is now the quarterback of the Washington Commanders, guy.
Interesting. Back into
Ty's shaking
NFC
his head,
East.
so this is awful already. I'm not. I don't think nobody's excited. Let's just go there right now.
Yeah, can I already just go with what I got to say?
Have at it, babe. Have at it.
I don't understand why you would spend $28 million quarterback, $28 million on a quarterback when you have a guy like Heineke, and I know he's not everybody's like cup of tea, but he actually did not play that bad considering like who the hell he's throwing to. Excuse my language, sorry. Who he's throwing to last year. I mean, you had McLaurin's obviously a guy, but you had Diami Brown, you had Logan Thomas, you had Cam Sims, you had Adam Humphries, and he still was 65%, and they still won 7 games. So I thought they should have drafted a quarterback like they did in the 5th round, and just keep building weapons, which I know we'll get to, but I think they went about it the wrong way. I really do. I get drafting the quarterback in the 5th round. I get drafting the quarterback, but they went about it the wrong way. They should have given Heineke a chance. So,
with Rivera, do you think that his mindset, because he went from having Christian McCaffrey to coming here, and do you think he just wants a guy that can just dump it off to Gibson?
Well, I was going to say too. I mean, like Taylor Heineke, we're looking at somebody who pretty much just came from. I mean, it was like a nice little story, like a little like because he came off the couch at home and basically came and played for the Washington Commanders. They needed somebody at that moment. We're talking because Ryan Fitzpatrick obviously went down, and I mean that total offense was 21st last season, and they were in the early 20s in pass attempts, huh?
Is that high? Holy cow!
Yeah. So I mean, like in pass attempts, they were 21st, and I mean, he threw like 516 passing. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Carson Wentz. But like Heineke only threw, his pass attempts were 494. So, but he's like major dump off city, and plus he rushes a lot. I don't think he's capable of like, finding like the open target, and I'm sure his progressions when he reads his wide receivers and the defense, it just doesn't gel well. So I mean, obviously Carson Wentz is a little bit more of an upgrade. It's not great, but I think too, going with Ty and him talking about with the rookies QBs, they probably could have gone that route. But I mean, we got to remember next year's when the QBs are top tier next season. So I mean, that's something they can just see what they got here, and hopefully they can find a future QB next season.
Because Sam Howell can play a little bit. I know he was a 5th rounder, but he could play a little bit. I mean, a few of the quarterbacks really took a nosedive as we saw in the NFL draft. But Sam Howell was a 3-year starter, and I mean, he lit it up all 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's no slouch. But we'll get into the weapons. But I just thought they should have added more weapons than they did during the offseason.
Yeah, so they did go wide receiver, taking Jahan Dotson in the first. I think everybody, I don't know, all parties considered, probably thought that was a jump because they traded back. They had the 11 and they traded back, and then they took him, I think, at 16. I mean, I didn't think it was a good. I don't know. No, sorry, but they get paid the big bucks, and I don't. But
I'll just say I like him, but yeah, I think you're right. I think they could have gotten. They could have waited for him. He could have gone late first round, early. I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the player, they jump high.
I don't know. Sum it up. Wentz. I don't know. Nobody's excited. Let's just say it. If you have him as your QB2 in your redraft leagues, are you happy?
Two.
Wentz.
If he's your backup quarterback right now, are you in your fantasy league? When you go to draft your redraft leagues in August and Carson Wentz is your second quarterback, are you happy?
I mean, I'm okay with that. He was 14th overall last season.
Yeah, I mean, if he's my backup quarterback, yeah, and I only got to use him for 1 week, yeah, I'm okay with that. But if my starting quarterback gets hurt, then I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And especially if he is my starting quarterback, then I'm like, I'm thinking my team is going to be absolutely horrible.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to the running backs, guys. Antonio Gibson still here. Jarrett Patterson, J.D. McKissick in the draft. They got Brian Robinson from Alabama. Guys, Antonio Gibson, 258 carries last year, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. He caught 52 passes for another 3 touchdowns. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm in on this guy. I have him as a fringe. I don't think I have him as RB1. I have a fringe. He's a fringe RB1 for me right now.
I like the player, but he's got to keep the fumbles down. Because let's face it, he was drafted in the 3rd round, and so was Brian Robinson. So Brian Robinson is going to get opportunities to cut into his carries. And J.D. McKissick is more of a pass catching back, and he's still got some carries, but he's the pass catching back.
Mm-hmm.
But Gibson needs to cut down on his fumbles. He had 6 fumbles.
I'm with you. So let me ask you this. So they say McKissick is the pass catching back, right? Yeah. He had 53 targets. Gibson had 52.
Coming from 2020, I mean, that's when McKissick he got 110 targets. He was pretty much cut in half the next season. I mean, I think he was only in 10 games last season, right?
11.
11 games. But Gibson always he progresses a little bit more each season, especially in the passing aspect a little bit. I mean, only 8 more targets, but he did have a significant amount more rushes. And I do think they wanted to cut down his productivity a little bit. But so far, I mean, 2020 was number 13 overall in PPR and then 12th overall last year. So, I mean, it's possible. I still see him, like Josh said, that's a pretty good way to put it. Fringe to maybe around top 15 for sure.
Top 15 easy.
I agree. Yeah.
And then, sorry to go back. Sorry, go ahead, Ty.
I was just going to say, Brian Robinson, I mean, not to put so much stock on him, but he does give him a certain element. McKissick is not a downhill runner. Gibson, not really a downhill runner. Brian Robinson is that downhill runner, and you got to have that guy. And like I said, I always look at it from where you draft the guy. And like I said, both Gibson and Robinson were drafted in the 3rd round. And like I said, so Brian Robinson, I think, does cut into some carries because of his style of running compared to the other two.
Yeah.
And let's try to piggyback off what you're saying. How many running backs go in the first round? It's like the running backs start in the second round and go in the third. So it's almost like like a scale almost.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Brian Robinson, I thought he was going to go like 4th or 5th round. So they kind of jumped up for him, in my opinion. I mean, I like the kid, but I thought he'd go later. But what are you going to say, Gary? I think I interrupted.
No, you're fine. Like, I also think maybe Carson Wentz can pretty much give this rushing attack a little bit more oomph too, because I mean, he does have some rushing aspects still as well, but we're also talking about somebody who has a decent arm. He's not the most accurate at times, but that's something that Taylor Heineke didn't really have. Like, I mean, he was still somebody who, like, when he didn't have a choice to throw to, he would pretty much run. So I think this could pretty much be a better scenario for the rushing game in a little bit. It all depends if this offensive line can hold up. But, I mean, I think Carson Wentz can be a little bit more of a game changer because he did almost go to the playoffs with the Colts last season. So I know they won the Commanders, you said they won 7 games last season. So, I mean, he gives them that possibility of being a playoff contender. So, I mean, he's not like the greatest QB to have right now, but he gives them that little bit more added, a little peg up or 2 up, I guess you could say. But I do think it could help the rushing game too. Passing game, maybe not so much. But.
Well, I mean, let's jump to the passing game since you said it, Garth, and everything you said about Heineke running around and doing all this stuff, and the team being in disarray. Guys, Terry McLaurin had 130 targets last year. That's up there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. I mean, it's one of the, I guess, fucking YOLO. Throw it up there, he'll get it. But
again, it doesn't shock me when you have people like Diami Brown and Cam Sims and Adam Humphries as your wide receivers.
Yeah, and Humphries is gone.
And Humphries is gone. 4 of their top 7 receivers are gone.
Yep.
Sounds like the Chiefs.
They lost DeAndre Carter. They lost Humphries. They lost Ricky Seals-Jones, who was their backup tight end, was actually in their top 7 receivers. He's gone. It was one more guy.
DeAndre Carter?
Cam Sims or Steve Sims?
Steven Sims, he's gone. But yeah, they lost 4 of their top 7 receivers. And like I said, they still got Brown and Sims. They do not enthusiastic. They don't enthuse me.
So we got over.
Curtis Samuel can actually hopefully emerge this year,
And I mean, you got Logan Thomas coming off a great 2020. He played 6 games last year, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming back. We got him coming back. Hopefully, Curtis Samuel can play. I was big on him last year. He just injury after injury after injury. So I mean, we have over 100 targets available. You got Dotson coming in, right?
Yep.
You got Curtis Samuel hopefully being some kind of gadget, 80, 60 targets. I'm not going to say 80. 70 target. I'll go 70. Plus, I feel like he can do some gadget. Like he's a poor man's. I don't know if I want to say, yeah, poor man's Devo. Let's just say it. It's June. Who gives a shit? So, and you got Diami Brown, who was like a burner. But besides McLaurin, are you guys? If I get McLaurin, I'm happy. I'm very happy. In a 12-team redraft, not first, definitely not first.
Oh.
Tail end of a second, mid-second.
I mean, I might even wait till the 3rd, but I kind of I would wait a little bit longer and get Jahan Dotson. Dude. He's already got pretty decent rapport with Carson Wentz as it is. So I think plus he's first round. I mean, with any kind of first round wide receivers are going to see playing time right off the bat for the most part. And we still are not sure exactly how Curtis Samuel might hold up this whole season.
Yeah, So I waited for this. They didn't do anything. All they got was Jahan Dotson, and they got Cole Turner in the 5th round. a tight end, and I don't see him starting over Logan Thomas. And then they added Brian Robinson, but that's all they got as far as weapons. Now maybe that's because of the $28 million hit on Carson Wentz, but they did nothing to really, make this team explosive on offense. Maybe it changes. Maybe you're right. Maybe Wentz does give them an extra upgrade, and maybe Jahan Dotson. But on paper, it's slightly better, but it's not like a wow. It's not a wow for me what they did in the offseason. They got a D tackle. To sum this up, they got a D tackle in the second round, and they have arguably one of the best. They have one of the most underrated D tackles in Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. They got a D tackle in the second round who probably won't.
Their D line is sick.
Their D line is sick. And
Montez Sweat, and we have Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Mississippi State, Hail State. Let's go, baby.
They got a D tackle in the second round. Probably not going to start. You could have gotten another receiver. You could have. I don't know.
I'm with you, guys. So we were talking before the podcast started, the three of us. I just found this site today, but Ty's been using it, ourlads.com, to get depth charts. Just for fantasy purposes, and this is a stretch, but this has Brian Robinson as a kick returner. It's just a site. It's just a site. I'm not. No, okay. Just throwing it out there. Guys, let's play a game. Because that's what I know. Hold on. Let's look at rankings. All right, I got my initial running back rankings I put together today. I have Antonio Gibson too low. I have him too low. I need to have him I'm gonna have him at 17 easy. Yeah, all right, here we go. Ty, Antonio Gibson or James Conner?
I'm gonna go Gibson.
All right, Gary, your turn.
Oh man, for Dynasty?
Yeah, no, you can do both. Ty. All right, yes, the Dynasty.
All right, Dynasty, I'll go Gibson, but this year I'll probably go James Conner.
Ty, what about?
Yeah, I'll agree with Gary on that one.
All right, let's go Antonio Gibson. Let's just do the rivalry, guys. Antonio Gibson or Zeke?
Oh, geez. Dynasty Gibson. I'll still go redraft Zeke because of Zeke.
Same for me.
That was a tough one. I thought about that. That's a tough one.
Same thing. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about for the Washingtons? Well, let's talk tight end real quick. Logan Thomas is a starter. Are you guys? Again, he had a great 2020. Last year was awful. Played 6 games. Are you guys? You can't take him as your starting tight end, in my opinion.
He's a good late round tight end, in redraft and stuff like that. Or if he can
This is like the Carson Wentz question. If he's my backup tight end, I like him. Mm-hmm. But if he's my starting tight end, he's got to be healthy. Like when he plays all 17 games like he did 2020, he was good. He was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But he
was a tight end 1.
Right. But he's also 31 years old, I think. And he's no Travis Kelce, who's like 32, 33. There you go, Josh. So, yeah, he just came off a big, he missed, like you said, missed 11 games. So, yeah, if he's my backup tight end, great. If he's my starting tight end, ooh.
Ooh, I like that. All right, guys, anything else on the Washingtons? Let's make the jump, boys. Let's go. Guards, let's talk about your team, babe.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's start let's start with the exclamation, guys. Let's go ceiling. Let's talk AJ Brown.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's start off with this. Can I start with a couple things with that?
It's your team. Let's go.
All right. Well, surprisingly, towards mid to last part of the season, they actually decided to rush the ball, and they were first in rushing yards for the season, second in attempts. But the only thing is, this offense was 14th, middle of the pack, and that's got to be because they ended up being 32nd in pass attempts due to Jalen Hurts. So I know they got like a little bit of help. Devontae Smith wasn't incredibly amazing with his first season as a rookie, but I mean the addition of AJ Brown is something that can hopefully is what the Eagles staff are hoping is that Jalen Hurts can reach that next tier. The thing is too, he only threw for a little over 3,000 yards. So I'm wondering, can he reach that 4,000 mark? And I think with AJ Brown, it's a good possibility.
So I got a comparison. This is my first Bills reference.
You've done good.
Jalen is in a Josh Allen situation. I'm gonna throw some stats out.
I'm so intrigued right now. I am very intrigued.
I don't know that sarcasm.
No. I'm very excited. I am really excited for this.
All right, let me give you stats on Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen, 2018 rookie year, 52%. Jalen Hurts rookie year, 52%. Josh Allen second year, 58%. Jalen Hurts, 61%. Jalen Hurts, his second year, got Devontae Smith. Josh Allen got Cole Beasley and John Brown, and he also threw for 3,000 yards. Josh Allen, his rookie year, went 6-10. The Eagles went 4-11. Jalen Hurts' rookie year. Josh Allen's second year went 9-7. The Eagles went 9-8. Now, what did Josh Allen get his third year? Stephon
Diggs.
What did Jalen Hurts get?
AJ Brown.
Boom.
Dude, that's really fucking good. That's really fucking good.
I like that. It's very good.
And actually, one more thing. Josh Allen actually threw more interceptions his rookie year. He threw 10-12. Jalen Hurts was 6-4. Josh's second year went to 20-9. Jalen Hurts 16-9. So Jalen Hurts is and he's the same type of quarterback that Josh is, and actually ran for more rushing yards and has run for more touchdowns than Josh Allen did his second year. They are on very similar parallels. They got a stud receiver this year. They got a stud receiver in their third year. They just came off a winning record. They both made it to the playoffs their second year.
Dude, I want to make a chart because that is too fucking good.
Yeah, that's well done, sir.
Yes.
The only thing is just Jalen Hurts. I don't know how great he can pass the long ball and anything like that. Like his accuracy is just all. But I mean, like sometimes that's all you need is like that number one wide receiver, somebody to actually bring it to that next level. So,
dude, I love AJ Brown. I think he's one of those, he can catch anything, man.
Because let me just go back to Stephon. Stephon's not really a long ball type of receiver. He's short routes, he's curl routes, he's slant routes, he's no long ball, but he's very methodical in his routes. So that's the Bills. But yeah, I see Jalen Hurts could take that next step like Josh did his third year. That huge step. He has that potential.
And we all know, when it comes to AJ Brown, that after the catch, he's one of the best in the league.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. I mean, I like that. That's pretty good tips.
Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about target share, because I mean, so he had 432 attempts last year in 15 games. So Devontae Smith 104. You got Goddard was 76. You got Quez 62, Rager 57, Gainwell 50. I mean, all these guys are still there, you know. I think the passing attempts they got to go up. And I mean, 139 rushing attempts last year for Hurts. I mean, For all parties involved, that needs to go down.
Yeah.
The fans.
They were 32nd in pass attempts and
Yeah.
29th in passing yards. I remember when we were talking about Lamar Jackson that one year where they rushed a lot, and he barely threw over 400 times too. So this is something that we wanted Lamar to have that rushing attempts, but we also wanted him to escalate into like that 500 passing attempts realm. So that's something that we're gonna have to see with Jalen Hurts if he can exceed that. This is just he's got everything here, man. It's his job to lose. So
he's in a Tua situation, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's in a Tua. I can't say that. He's in a Tua situation of make or break. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is the best wide receiver group in this division, in my personal opinion.
Oh, fuck, Ty.
I would take it over. We're going to get to the Giants and then Washington, but the only reason why I don't have Washington last is because I actually know who their number one receiver. But I would take the Eagles wide receiver crew over the Cowboys right
now. Dude, Ty has been on a 10-minute fire spit rant, which is great.
I like Quez Watkins, honestly. He's not Devontae Smith and he's not AJ Brown, but he doesn't have to be. This is a guy that was a six. I didn't know this. This guy was a 6th-round draft choice. And he ended up having 647 yards last year.
Yeah,
not bad. Not bad.
Now, Ty, let me ask you about one more guy. Pascal. Did he go to ODU?
He went to ODU. Bum. Next question.
Huh?
No. Yeah, he went to ODU.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we gotta get our Virginia colleges involved.
Are you gonna ask me would I take him over Quez Watkins?
No. I'm looking at the depth chart. Okay. He's an addition too, and we have to factor him into. He's not a fantasy starter, but he factored into some games back in the day.
Oh yeah, he's a good depth piece for sure.
Depth piece, and I would say he could go down as like the 4th or 5th receiver, but I like Quez Watkins in that third wide receiver 3.
And then you have the wide receiver 5, Jalen Reagor, who was a 1st-round pick for some people in rookie drafts 2 years ago. R.I.P.
He got picked ahead of Justin Jefferson.
Fuck. Wow.
Don't remind me.
All right.
You didn't draft Jalen Reagor, Gary.
I didn't draft him, but the Eagles sure as hell did.
All right, guys. Let's
imagine Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown right now.
Oh my god.
Let's I was looking at the running back situation, and this is the number 1 rushing team last year. Of course, Jalen Hurts, 139 rushing attempts. But you have Miles Sanders, guys, and nobody, he faded away 2 years, and I feel like last year he was almost like the Julio Jones of running backs. He had all these attempts. He had all these attempts and no touchdowns. So he didn't break. Huh?
He averaged 5.5 yards per carry.
I know, dude. Nuts. And he what do you do receiving? He caught 30. He didn't have a receiving touchdown either. Jeez. Yeah, he had 137 attempts, a 5.5 average, no touchdowns. I
feel bad for him. I really do. I actually feel bad for him because I'm actually a Miles Sanders fan, even though fantasy football owners would be like, "No, he sucks, no touchdowns." But as a football fan, I'm actually a fan of him. When he gets running and he's out in the open field, he's gone.
I'm with you. You have Boston Scott 7 rushing touch. Well, Hurts had 10 rushing touchdowns last year. I don't see that again. I don't see Boston Scott getting 7 rushing touchdowns. I don't see Gainwell 5, maybe. I'll over under 4. But guys, Miles Sanders. I'd like to go on whatever DraftKings and FanDuel and see what his over or under for touchdowns are. Because I probably bet the over really quick.
1.
0 total touchdowns.
I feel for him. I really do.
But it's crazy. They were first in touchdowns in general for this whole team. Like Kenneth Gainwell, what did he get? 6 total?
He had 5 rushing and
1 receiving.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston caught 7 touchdowns, guys. I mean, come on.
I mean, I see Gainwell as more the receiving back slightly. So, yeah, he'll get another touchdown or 2. We'll see.
Jalen Hurts, 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I didn't know he led the team in rushing. I did not know that.
Oh, surprised.
Rushing yards, touchdowns.
It's just it's great. I mean, let's sum up rushing real quick. Jalen Hurts isn't going to get the rushing. Well, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Miles Sanders will get a rushing touchdown this year. If you guys are handcuffing, well, let's do this. If you're handcuffing Miles Sanders, who are you handcuffing him with? Boston Scott or Gainwell?
Probably Gainwell. I mean, this is Boston Scott's 5th season too, and you did see glimpses of Gainwell. 68 rush attempts. 50 targets. So I do see him doing. I mean, he's going to misspell Miles Sanders a little bit. We do know Jordan Howard's not with the team. So unless they make any late season acquisitions, but they still have Jason Huntley, and they got Kennedy Brooks, I think it was. Who's an undrafted free agent. So they have a little bit of depth. They have 5 running backs total on board so far.
I like Boston Scott, but I'm with Gary. Gainwell's a younger option. So it's only a matter of time.
I think that guy, Kennedy Brooks, could make it because he's the big back of the squad.
Hey guys, speaking of bets, I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. Going back to the Commanders, the over under right now for Jahan Dotson receiving yards is 611.5.
Wow.
So if he goes over 612, what do you guys?
I would take it.
I'd take that.
I would take it.
Okay. All right. No, sorry, I'm off topic.
No, I like it.
All right, so let's play the who would you rather. So let's go AJ Brown. Well, here, Gary, AJ Brown or Keenan Allen? Go dynasty and then redraft.
I think I just saw something too where Keenan Allen was the most targeted wide receiver within the past 4 seasons. I think I'll still go AJ Brown for both.
Ty?
Definitely dynasty, AJ Brown.
He's 24, guys.
Yeah. And I think for this year, I would say Keenan Allen for redraft, just for this year.
Okay. Let's do one more. We'll do Miles Sanders. Where do I have him? Right now I have him as RB27. I'm so excited to have my rankings out, guys. Miles Sanders or Damian Harris? Redraft.
Oh, my God.
Ooh.
Guys, we are analysts, and we are going to take our job seriously.
Well, me and Ty did this last week, and Damian Harris had 202.
Yes, carries. Yeah, 202 carries last year. To Ramondre's 137.
137 for Miles, but I'm wondering if he gets more passing attempts. But I'd probably the Eagles got first in rushing. I'll still go Miles. I think they might stick to their guns a little bit this season.
You know what? I'm going to be biased. I have Miles Sanders and Lucha. I'm going Miles Sanders.
Okay.
I feel bad for the guy. I really do.
All right, let's do Miles Sanders versus Brees.
They were 32nd in rush attempts last season, 27th in rushing yards. This is the Jets compared to the team that did first. And he'll probably be splitting time with my Michael Carter.
Miles Sanders both because he's still
I'm not
young.
even a Miles Sanders fan, but I'm going to take Brees and Dynasty, but Miles Sanders for this year.
I'm going Miles for both because he's still young. He's not old.
I'm with you.
Like,
all right. And then, guys, we talked about Godare. He only got 76 targets, which I thought was low. I mean, I guess the team was low in passing attempts, as Gary has reiterated. But I mean, where are you guys at on Godare?
I was looking at him earlier today, and I was saying that his snap percentage obviously increased with Zach Ertz out. But can Hurts make him a top 12, maybe top 5 tight end? Here's why I don't think he will, at least for top 5, is because, in 2019, Dallas Goedert was a top 10 tight end. And that's when he had 87 passing attempts. This time, he had 76, but we're also talking about somebody in Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's going to be able to exceed top 10 at all. I just don't see it. I could see somebody when he was with maybe Nick Foles and maybe Carson Wentz a little bit, but I just don't see it here with Jalen Hurts. I think he's a top 12.
What was he last year?
He was 11.
All right, I'm with you. Top 12.
And he hasn't had more than 5 touchdowns in the season. Last season he had 4. Yeah. Plus, you got to think the addition to A.J. Brown definitely take that away.
I'm still a Goddard fan. I mean, he did have 830 yards. Between him and Schultz, they're 1 and 2 as far as the tight ends in this division. I mean, we'll talk about the Giants and who they don't have. And Washington, we talked about Logan Thomas, but I could see where someone would take Schultz over Goddard, but I could also see where someone would take Goddard over Schultz. Even with those 56 catches, he had 830 yards. I mean, that's about 16 yards a catch, or 15 yards a catch. Still not bad, but I'm a fan. But I agree, top 12. And he's not old. He's 26, 27 years old?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. Goddard, yeah. I'm surprised he's that old right now.
All right, boys. Anything else on the Eagles? I take the silence as the Eagle has landed.
Hey.
I feel bad for Miles Sanders if I haven't said it all. Anyways.
Let's go to the where is everything? Let's go to the New York Football Giants, guys. Ty, I think you could probably start this off because I this team has hit the reset button. I mean,
yeah.
They have the new coach. He came over from he's a Bills offensive coordinator. Brian Daboll. The ball. What if his last name was DeBaller?
Let's just stick with that.
Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka came from the Chiefs. He was the quarterback's coach. So he obviously knows what he's doing. So,
well, they need a wake-up call, man. I mean, with Joe Judge last season, they were 31st in total offense. In the red zone, 31st. I mean, everything was pretty much abysmal. Obviously wide receivers was a problem because most of them were not healthy throughout the season.
Would you say everything was judged incorrectly?
Good one.
Hey, good pun.
I like that.
This is why you're here.
Was there a judge, jury, and executioner?
Was.
Any more, sir?
All right, I'm done here. The jury rests.
I'm not judging you.
Here we are.
So yeah, this is Daniel Jones' fourth year. He's yet to play a full season in his own right. He's already struggling in minicamp. I mean, I don't see Tyrod Taylor as he's the backup taking his job anywhere, any part of this season. But do you think Dayball, the baller, can he get this team from out of the depths of how abysmal they are?
This year, I don't know about this year, but next year, I honestly could. He made Josh Allen a lot better every single year. Josh Allen got better, and partly you could put that on Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, who is now their general manager. He was the assistant general manager to Brandon Beane for the Bills, so he had a lot to do with the success the Bills had the last few years. But yeah, Brian Daboll can get this team right.
All right, Ty, let's play a game.
Okay.
Because this guy, he was your Bills offensive coordinator. So let's do role play. Daniel Jones is not Josh Allen.
I know.
Nobody's going to argue me this, right?
No.
And then I'm trying to sum this up. But everybody can. All right, then we have Saquon. Saquon can be a GOAT. He's an upgrade over any Bills running back. If he's 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
He's better than a lot of people starting running backs if he's 100%.
I agree.
Have we seen 100%? When's the last time we've seen 100%, guys?
A couple of years.
His first game like in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. You
have Kenny Galladay playing Diggs. That doesn't equal out, right?
No.
And then Sterling Shepard. I mean, I guess Sterling Shepard's in the slot. That was Gabe Davis. Right now, everybody's super ceiling on Gabe Davis, which everybody should be, right? Sterling Shepard is the model of consistency. In redraft, he is in my opinion, he's always been a sleeper to me, and this year he's going to continue to be a sleeper for me, in my opinion. If he's your wide receiver 4 or 5 in your redraft league, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep,
I agree.
And then you have Kadarius, who is the wild card.
Yeah.
And then we talked about tight end. You guys talked about on the pod last week. You weren't high on Dawson Knox. He finally came around. Now they're starting tight end is Ricky Seals-Jones. He's been on. I mean, he's going to be the Ryan Fitzpatrick of tight ends team. He's been on Washington. He's been on Kansas City. He's been on the Giants, where he was on the Cardinals. I mean, come on.
I just would say this. I just believe in Daboll. I believe in Joe Schoen. It's not going to be a 1 year, revival. I just know what Brandon Beane and Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll and Sean McDermott did with the Bills. It's gonna take a couple years. I mean, make no mistake about it. But I do believe. I tell every Giant fan, just give it some time.
Call Greg.
Oh, all right, yeah, I'll talk. But like New York fans like to jump off. No, that's a bad terminology. They like to jump off the ladder and think the world is at an end. Like, give it some time.
They'll always have the Yankees, Ty. Don't worry, that's a safety net.
No, I hate them. Anyways, can I be honest about the wide receivers? So,
Ty, this is go.
My opinion, these wide receivers are probably the worst in the division.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I put them below Washington is at least with Washington, I know who the number one receiver is. I don't know who the number one receiver is for the Giants. I'll be honest.
I mean, it should be Galladay, right? But this guy, he had 76 targets last year, which is gross.
And 37 catches.
I mean, and how much did he get paid? Stupid.
18 million per year.
In fantasy, he had one top 12 and another top 20. But those are both years he had 100 plus targets.
I mean, guys, I'm gonna throw it out there. This guy is becoming the Albert Hainsworth of wide receivers.
Yikes!
I like
Yeah, I'm pretty much steering clear of him in most.
You're not fucking drafting him. I'm taking Kadarius or Sterling Shepard. Again, I've always drafted Sterling Shepard late and been happy, you know?
I was trying to put it in a nice way, but you put it exactly what my mind was saying. Yeah, I ain't fucking drafting him.
I like Sterling Shepard. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he could be the number one.
I know.
I was looking. I looked with Sterling Shepard. Of the 30 games that he had played with Daniel Jones, 13 of them were double-digit fantasy points. That was
he's on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He only had 7 games last season with that torn ACL or torn Achilles. But his first 3 seasons, I think it was like an influx of who, like the Manning,
Eli
Manning, and whatnot. But like, I mean, of those 43 games, he was 19 games where he had double-digit fantasy points. I mean, I want him to be consistent. I mean, there is some like, less than half of the games that he plays, he's not getting double-digit points. And you want consistency out of that. But what I do like is what Josh said. If he's my 4th or 5th wide receiver, I'm okay with that.
I agree.
That makes sense.
I want him to stay healthy. He needs to worry about staying healthy first.
Yeah.
And then the play will come.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Tony is a wild card. He was 89th overall last season in fantasy points. But he only did have 10 games, and obviously injury is a concern with him too. All these wide receivers pretty much are. But I was just gonna say one more about him. 4 games, 9+ targets. So that's pretty damn good out of the 10 that he did. But I want to go to Wan'Dale Robinson real quick.
Let me say one more thing real quick. I'll just say Tony gave people a glimpse. What was it against the Cowboys when he had like 189 yards? But then other than that, it's like meh. So it's there, but you didn't see nothing else except the Cowboys game. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I didn't know too. Like, he played for Nebraska all throughout college, but he was a running back and wide receiver split. So if you go back to the running backs on this team, if Saquon goes down, Matt Breida and Gary Brightwell are your only guys. There's a good chance you can have Wan'Dale Robinson somehow be like a key role in the rushing attempts, whether it's end arounds, reach arounds, whatever. Like but I thought that was pretty interesting. And then in Kentucky in 2021, he pretty much lit it up. He had a great season out there. And the thing is too, this is a wide receiver handpicked by Daboll. So, I mean, that's something like you can look at how they traded for Diggs. Could he be the new Diggs? It's a possibility. But I think him and Tony should be the ones who are going to give you more electric fantasy points going forward. Whereas you can have consistency with Shepard, and still Galladay is a hit or a miss most of the time.
Plus, Galladay and Shepard by the end of the year will be 29 years old. There's Tony's going to be 21, 22, and so is Wan'Dale Robinson. But yeah, I could see Daboll or Mike Kafka. I could see Kafka using him like the 49ers used Deebo Samuel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson has a similar skill set to Tony. I think they were trying to trade Tony. They didn't get anybody who bit off of that, or just they might just turn a new leaf and see if they can keep him around. But they had the same skill set, and I think Pro Football Focus said Wan'Dale Robinson last year had 22 missed tackles. So,
and he was a second rounder.
Yeah.
So he's going to get, like you said, he's going to get the opportunity. Like Tony did, he's going to get the opportunity.
I'm sure those two can do pretty damn good on like wide receiver screens and drag routes and small routes and stuff like that.
And the jet sweeps.
Yeah.
Guys, all right. I think we need to jump to the elephant in the room for the Giants. The giant elephant in the giant room. And Saquon. He played 13 games last year in Do you guys remember him playing 13 games last year? I don't.
I remember one game he had that was against the Saints. And
I don't remember. I don't remember him playing 13 games. Like I really don't. Devontae Booker, 16 games. Not on the team right now. Had 145 attempts. Saquon had 162. Guys, I mean, everybody's saying that Saquon is the beat reporters and ESPN, everything is saying that Saquon is coming back and resurgent. I love optimism. Are you guys on this optimism train? I like the optimism, but I think you have to heed these expectations.
Right. I mean, you said it yourself with the rushing attempts, dude. I mean, with them being 31st in offense last season, I hope Dayball can at least bring them to like 20th. I mean, in that regard, you're getting a little bit more resurgence from Barkley in general right there. It's one of those things too. Like this is going to be Barkley's 5th season, so I mean, he doesn't have to resign with the team, right? After this, well, I mean, unless they franchise tag him.
Yeah, and then I mean, they did take they took Evan Neal, a number 5 overall. So they're trying to help, but Ty, what were you gonna say?
7. They took Thibodeau, the DN.
Oh yeah, sorry, 5 and 7.
Yeah, either way. No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't know what I was gonna say. I love Barkley, the player, and I loved when he came out of college. He's once a generational talent, but the injuries just keep piling up, and the production's just not there from last year. I got a question. I don't know if this is a great question, but who would you rather take, him or Miles Sanders in this division?
Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon. Yeah. Still taking the upside.
Yeah.
Just on the upside, just potential.
Yeah, one more year. Give me one more year. So, guys, I mean, let's go. All right, so
let me be honest. I think this is the worst team in the division right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna. I don't think anybody here's going to argue that.
Yeah.
Do you think Saquon? I mean, there's no way he absorbs 145 carries.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'd say he stays healthy, takes 100. That puts him at 262. We have Breida, came from Buffalo. Do you guys factor him as do you think he's a handcuff? Do you think it's worthwhile as a handcuff?
I'm not out going out of my way to trade for him or anything like that in Dynasty, but if you want to go that route, if he's still on waivers, I'd probably try and pick him up, but I'm not really going out of my way to get him. I wouldn't be surprised too if they ended up signing anybody else.
I mean, I like the player, but nobody ever uses him, right? I think he's actually a really good player, but Buffalo didn't even use him, and the Dolphins didn't the year before. So I don't lack faith in him. I lack faith in the teams that he goes to.
I'm with you.
Because he could be a really good backup, one of the better backups if they actually use them right.
I mean, there's some times where Breida's had opportunity. I mean, but he's never been more than an RB3 for the season. So,
I mean, what would you guys put Saquon's carries at right now? If you got over 200 carries this year, would you be shocked, or would you be?
How many did he have last year? 163.
162. Yeah.
62. So 13 times 12.
Yeah, I could see him doing it.
200. Yeah, I'd go with 210.
You're looking at somebody who probably had 13 carries a game, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you guys want anything else on the Giants, guys? I mean, we didn't say much on Daniel Jones. Nobody. I feel like he's almost like a Carson Wentz. Are you happy with him as your backup quarterback?
Yeah, as long as like Carson Wentz, as long as my starting quarterback doesn't get hurt.
I mean, would you rather have him or would you rather have Daniel Jones or Wentz?
I need to ask that.
I'm taking Wentz.
I'm taking Wentz, and I'm basing off the fact that he's had better success. The team has had better success. Yeah, I'll go Wentz.
Yeah, I'll go with Wentz, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Jones finally escalates under Brian Daboll. That's just my own thing.
Yep.
It's not to the point where he's going to be like a top 15. I mean, at best, I'd say top 20.
Top 5 because of Brian Daboll. Anyways.
All right, and then all right, Evan Ingram's gone. Let's hit this real quick. Right now, Ricky Seals-Jones is the starting quarterback again. Tight end. Sorry, we're not. We're good. We're good, honey. I'm good.
We're tight end in division. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the last team. How about them Cowboys? I've never seen a more group of excited people in my Zoom ever. All right, guys. We've already. I mean, we've talked about this through our draft pods and everything else. Amari Cooper's gone, traded away to Cleveland, to a team that I am not excited to have. Well, Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, everything is not good right now. Anyways, he's not there, so we got Dak, 16 games. Great. He came back from that injury. I mean, I think if you're a Washington fan, you had to feel for him. He got hurt, and it was bad. And come on. We're all human. But, I mean, Dak
that was the most disgusting injury I've ever seen in my life. That was disgusting.
Dak came worse than what was the one in the Louisville in the NCAA finals, basketball?
That's a good – ooh, yeah, that was
You remember that? You remember that? That was bad, dude. That was bad. And then the UFC when Spider Silva broke his leg. You remember that?
Yes, I do remember that one.
Everybody saw his leg shatter.
Yeah, the Louisville one was really bad. All right, you got me there.
Yeah, sorry, dude. My memory's shot from drinking, but I have some memory.
I forgot about that.
You remember the time Gary? No, sorry. All right. All right. So we have Dak. Dak's a QB1. We can sit here and split hairs, but it's not. I don't think it's really worth it at this point in time. Does anybody not think he's a QB1?
No, he's obviously a QB1.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think I have him. I mean, he's not top 3.
We got this team to be the number 1 overall offense last season.
Yeah. So let's go. He's top 6.
Yeah, 6. I mean, you can go anywhere 7 and 8. It depends on like where you got Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. It's so much different nowadays. I mean, you got Mahomes. I would probably. It'd be tough to see if I'd rather take him or Brady. Just for the season. And like a redraft. I mean, you got Herbert there too as well. Joe Burrow's been climbing his way since he's gotten himself to the Super Bowl. I mean, Dak was definitely in a top 10 for sure. Russell Wilson in Denver now. I mean, that's a high commodity as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quarterback for sure.
I think he's 5'6" for me, guys. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Allen, Mahomes, Herbert is top 3. Interchangeable. Lamar has a rushing upside, right?
Yep.
Burrow is coming on hot, and he might have the best wide receiving core.
I agree.
And then Tom Brady's Tom Brady, but just I don't know. Dak's got to. I don't know. They got to let a fire under his ass. Shit or get off the pot, dude. And you guys know who my wide receiver is. CeeDee Lamb. Fucking hot fire. Let's go. Anyways, we don't need to keep going this. Dak Prescott, draft him as quarterback. Get your guy.
Yeah.
Let's go rushing. So we have Zeke at 237 carries last year. Pollard at 130. Where you guys at on those guys right now?
I love some Tony Pollard. I'll tell you that much. And I wish he was a starter for another team, but it works for him. It works for him, and it works for Zeke to get some carries off.
Well, I looked at this earlier because everybody's like Pollard's the receiving back, right? Zeke had 65 targets to Pollard's 46, which kind of floored me.
Well, the major thing that he pretty much escalated in, he's got 29 more carries this season. I mean, whereas Zeke, he only lost 7 carries compared to the season before. But it just seems like they went to a more rushing attempt ordeal. I mean, they were just number one in offense in general. It seemed like this offense was on the field all the time.
Yeah.
When you're number one in total offense, you're pretty much on the field most of the time. So, I mean, Kellen Moore got this squad like to the point where, I mean, he should be having a head coaching like job at some point soon. But I mean, just the loss of Amari Cooper makes a lot more possibility for CeeDee Lamb to get quite a bit more targets. Also, Michael Gallup, depending on like whether he comes back soon enough. And you got the whole thing with, James Washington in there now, Jalen Tolbert.
I think both of those guys are, in my opinion, as far as fantasy goes, I'm not splitting those guys. You got CD, you got Gallup, and you got Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, if you put it this way, CD, Dalton Schultz, Zeke, Dak Prescott were all number ones in their position. Top 12 in their position. Like everybody said everything about Zeke last season. He was number 7 overall, number 6 in half PPR. And I noticed something too. Like if you're top 12, you just need a little over 200 fantasy points when it comes to running back in half PPR.
I'm with you guys. So how I don't know. The running backs are tough, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough to.
Yeah, you gotta know that if you're getting Zeke, that he's the main bell cow, but it's not like it's not an 80-20 or it's not a 90-10. It's like a 55 or 60-40. You just gotta know Zeke's still a really good player, but you just gotta know that he's not getting the touches like he did his rookie year when he just went absolute ham on everybody.
And they also lost the lineman Collins, the Bengals. They went O-line in the first round. But hopefully remedy it. They got Tyler Smith. So the O-line has always been one of their strengths.
Yeah. But I don't know much about Tyler Smith, but they have a certain type of lineman they want, so he probably fits what they are looking for in a lineman. And let's not forget that it's kind of a minor situation. They also lost Cedric Wilson, who was their 4th receiver. So now you're plugging in, like Gary said, you're plugging in James Washington. You're plugging in probably Jalen Tolbert, who was a 3rd round. So,
between Tolbert and James Washington, I don't think that's, between my opinion, not a big deal. I mean, I remember Roethlisberger always saying that James Washington, they always said if he was going to throw like a clutch pass, it was going to James Washington. So again, and we've said this in podcasts before that you can find on www.thefluke.com. James Washington is more of an NFL wide receiver than a fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, for depth, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Cole Beasley back.
Who's that? Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Amari's freeing up 104 targets.
Yep.
and Cedric Wilson, 61. But you also have to factor in Gallup only played 9 games last year, got 62. Do you give him?
So that's probably about 110 targets.
To Gallup,
62 in 9 games. That's about 7. So you're looking at about. Actually, no, you're looking at about like 115 to 120 targets, assuming that he's healthy.
So CD's at 120.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, a fun little fact about Gallup, like he had his best season this season before CD Lamb came aboard. So that's when it was just him and Amari Cooper. But now that Amari Cooper's gone and CD Lamb is here, that's when you can get another good season out of Michael Gallup if he remains healthy.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. You got CD 120. I see him getting more. I see him going 130, maybe 140.
You want pretty much any piece you can get out of this offense with them being number 1 overall.
Yeah. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I see Gallup flirting with 100
targets. Oh yeah, you can get more than that.
If he had 62 in 9 games.
Yeah.
Freeing up targets. And Dalton Schultz, 104 targets. I don't know. I think it's hard to see him get more, but if he's in line for.
I think he had a great year, but I don't think he puts up 78 catches, 808 yards, and 8 touchdowns. I don't see it. I think he's not a bad tight end, but I think that was just a.
You see regression.
I see a regression. Yes. I still would take him, Goddard over him. So yeah, I see a regression to Schultz. I don't think 104 targets. That's a lot.
Okay.
Jalen Tolbert can definitely capitalize on that too. Whatever kind of time out that Gallup has. There's a good possibility that Tolbert can succeed James Washington too. I think both of them are dealing like a little bit of I think right now James Washington's dealing with a small foot injury. Same with Tolbert with a hammy. But him in South Alabama, Jalen Tolbert, he's a speedster, dude. And I think in most rookie drafts, he's pretty much the end of second round when he's going out.
Yeah, he went the 3rd round. He had 1,400 yards in 12 games in South Alabama. Yeah. I like him. I could see him being the 4th, and like you, I could see him eventually being a 3rd. Not this year, but maybe down the road next year or following year. I'm a Jalen Tolbert fan.
Yeah.
Nice, boys. Anything else on the Cowboys you want to get in right now?
Yeah, let me ask you, who would y'all take? Because I was thinking about this. Who would you take, CeeDee Lamb or AJ Brown?
I'm CD. I'm biased. Well, I think it's a more high potent offense. So yeah, CD.
Yeah, I'd take CD. Unless the Eagles had a better passing QB, it'd be CD. I like AJ Brown the player more. It's really neck and neck. I just think him after the catch is legit. And he's a little tougher than CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb's an all-around good wide receiver as it is too. And if you got him with this offense, it's what you want.
We good on the Cowboys, boys?
Yeah. I want to go back to Tony Pollard, give him some credit. With him progressing each season and his workload increasing, I think in his 4th season here, he's bound to break that mold of close to a top 20. He's 28th overall last season. I
got him 29.
I can see him at mid 20s. Because I still think Zeke can be definitely a top. He said he feels better because he did have that injury last season, 4 games in. He had that injury that sent him back. He had what was it? He had some kind of leg injury that was Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's play the game. Let's play the Who You Rather. Let's go. All right. I'm gonna start with Ty. Pollard or Kenny Walker.
Pollard.
Garth.
I do Pollard.
Okay, let's do Pollard or Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Still would go Pollard, even though Edwards-Helaire is a starter. I'm more of a Tony Pollard fan.
Where you at, Garth?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Pollard?
Yep.
I'd still go Clyde. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a push.
All right, let's do NFC East. Let's go Miles Sanders or Pollard.
I have to go Miles still, just because he is the number one. So I think he's capable of push the top 20. But I mean, we got to think in the scenario too, where he did not have any touchdowns at all, like we were talking about last season. That should be able to.
Because he's a starter. Because he's a starter, and I'm still Miles Sanders. I'll go Miles Sanders.
Let's do one more. Let's do Pollard or Kareem Hunt.
I'm gonna go Pollard, dude. That whole Brown scenario now scares me. I'm gonna be honest. And I was big on Amari Cooper. I think we had that segment 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was big on Amari. Now I'm fading him with all that going down.
I'm with Gary. I go Tony Pollard.
I'm with you guys.
Let me ask this on this division real quick. Who do y'all think takes this division? Or
Eagles. Eagles. There's no. I'm not being biased. It's easy. Well, no. Eagles or Cowboys. Eagles or Cowboys.
Oh, that Eagles, man. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to bring it up every podcast like the Bills do on this podcast. But I do want to say, Kaiser White now, James Bradbury on the opposite end, a cornerback. The defensive line is going to be monstrous. They pretty much they plugged all the holes that needed to be plugged. So I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing is Jalen Hurts has to be able.
It's all on Hurts.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, and then the Giants.
That's how I see it. Yeah, I see it like that.
And Gary knows I've said it before. Yeah, Eagles, I think, take this division. Heck, I might even say go to the divisional round.
I like that. I could definitely see Eagles and Cowboys getting in.
So.
Washington and Giants. Giants are definitely not getting in. So. All right, boys. That was a good pod. That was a good time. We have like we said before we got into this, we have our first rookie draft. I think all our minds are definitely into that. This is a good break. Let's be honest, our sleeper has been going off. Yeah,
trades abound, dude.
Yeah, my phone just won't.
That chat.
Stop. I'm trying to work
after trade, which is something to bring up. I love this Dynasty squad because I think, for one, Ty, we talked about it beforehand, the fact that we have a 48-hour period once a trade goes or is accepted between two teams. We have a 48-hour period for anybody to counter that. And it creates so much more emphasis in the league and so much more fun. Everybody else can get involved. It happened the other day where, Shane obviously lost out on Ty getting a better deal, something that he wanted to. I don't want to bring it straight up, but it's things like that makes the league better when you come up with ideas like that. So it's not really enjoy it.
And phone calls at work.
Mm-hmm. It works.
I got a phone call at 6:35 this morning. We got 6 more pods guaranteed to you people.
I'm gonna surprise everybody with the Lucha pick, first pick.
We do AFC West.
We can. We can. All right, guys, let's get out of here. For Ty on Twitter at the 757 Bills Mafia. Right?
That's right. 121 followers, by the way.
And then we have Gars appearing in his first Scott Fish Bowl.
Oh yeah, dude! I can't wait. This is fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. On Twitter at Gars_Poetica.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get up. We gotta get up and talk draft strategy.
Yeah.
And find me on Twitter at JHicks8F4. Find all of us on Twitter at the Fluke_FF. Guys, thank you guys for listening.